Where we are at right now is probably one of the best pinches I have ever found in all of my years of hunting. And if I had to call my shot for this year, this pinch is probably one of my better spots that I'm gonna have for this fall.
Sweet November. It's finally here, you guys. It's the morning of November 1st, and I'm back at the pinch this morning. Well, that's Hog Jr. That's twice I could have killed this deer. The camera saving me. November 8th is starting on a positive note, and deer is an absolute unit, you guys. This deer just keeps slipping by us. That one's gonna hurt you guys. As the chase continues.
Dude, that was like a 15-20 minute encounter. That was crazy. Oh.
Decisions. Man, I like that shag bark, but I'm not gonna have a great shot. The reason I put that post there is to hopefully get a shot at him broadside at that stand back there, but I might just have to hang it in that little skinny tree. I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, you guys, it's August 23rd. Season is right around the corner. Backing up a few months ago, I lost permission on quite a few farms this year. One of the farms that I was most eager to hunt this year, I called the hog farm. You know, I was hunting a deer that I call heavy 10 on that farm, and there were several good 4-year-olds that I was really looking forward to getting back after this year. But where we're at right now, this farm actually touches that farm. So Jake and I came in here today. I got permission from that owner to get the stands out, my cameras out, and we brought them across the fence. And where I'm at right now is the trail that heavy 10 crossed and came in at 20 yards on the same night that I missed him. And boy, you guys, this is just a beautiful pinch. I mean, you look at the aerial, everything bottlenecks down here. We got a scrape that we just put up today, a scrape post we put in a few days ago, but we put the stand right here on this pinch. And I would darn near say this is probably gonna be my best set of the year. But if you look at this vine scrape, you can see that there are multiple trails crossing right here. And whenever I put these scrapes up, I want them in very high traffic areas. And looking through the footage last year, man, this is probably just that most high traffic area of the farm. So like I said, we got a few cameras to put up. We put in some plots here just the other day, so we'll check on those as well, but we're just gonna get after it. We got a lot of work today, and just eager to show you guys this farm. Perfect. The 2 4-year-olds that I'm most excited for on this farm, top of the list, would probably be Hog Jr. Had a really good encounter with him around November 17th over by that pinch where we put that stand up earlier, and boy, he looked really good there. Ended up coming in here in spring and came out with his left side. Over the past 3 years, I've only found the left side of that deer, and just watching his jump from 2 to 3 to 4, it's been immaculate to watch that deer grow, and he's one that I'm really looking forward to closing the chapter on this year if I get an opportunity. Well, it's day 2, and Ben and I just got set up in the tree. This is the same stand that Jacob and I came in and hung not too long ago, but the reason we are here is because I've been getting several pictures of guards daylight right here 20 yards in front of the stand. Hog Jr. has also been here in the past couple weeks, daylight, so we've kind of got really high odds of seeing both these bucks this morning. We've got corn out to the west, and it sounded like the other night when I was hunting, it was just getting taken out. They were picking it. And my thought process is that these deer are probably just working this trail right here in front of us, coming back into the bedding area. Well, conditions are beautiful. I would pray for this weather in November. Pressure's above 30, temperatures are in the 30s. It's a pretty good recipe for a big buck to come walking by, so
as of right now, I think I'm gonna give guards a pass. But hopefully Hog Jr. comes walking by at 20. I think it should be a good morning. We'll see how it goes. Today is October 21st, and Jacob and I are back in the stand after this Hog Jr. deer at the new permission farm. About a week ago, Ben and I came in here, and we found out that all these deer are filtering back from this corn out to our northwest, back into the bedding to our south. And sure enough, these deer are doing the same thing today. The cameras have been showing a lot of good morning movement in the first hour or two of daylight, but it's really dropping off after about 9 o'clock. We are here sitting for this Hog Jr. deer. I have not had a picture of him in a couple weeks, and I believe where he's at right now is about 2 miles to the north. I had pictures last year of him up there as a 4-year-old. He's got everything up there: water, a little bit of cover, and standing corn. We're just gonna give it another hour, probably give it till about 10 o'clock. Beautiful morning, it's calm, it's crisp. We'll see what happens. Well, we are back after it. We're still on the new permission farm. Changed spots from this morning. Now we're down on this failed turnip plot. This morning, we sat on the pinch, saw a good amount of deer, but when checking the cameras from this morning, Guards was on this plot this morning, but he was also here last night. Still electing to pass Guards for now. I just really like that Hog Jr. deer, and I'm gonna gamble on him. I don't have landowners yet. In Iowa, you can only get one bow tag, so got a really good northwest wind. It's changing from south to northwest. So with any luck, hopefully these deer are on their feet tonight, and we can get eyes on this Guard spot. Sweet November. It's finally here, you guys. It's the morning of November 1st, and I'm back at the pinch this morning. Over the past couple weeks, things have been starting to heat up. Hog Jr. has made his way back from the north. This morning, it looked like I had an encounter with him. I believe it was him. But he was making his way from the north out in that ag field and going into the sanctuary part of this farm. But nonetheless, I think I have a pretty good shot. He should end up here at some point in the next couple of days, I would think. But just gonna hang tight, and hopefully there's still a little bit more movement left in this morning. Hog Jr. I was sitting here doing a pan out in front of me and just trying to get some B-roll, and I heard some leaves back behind me. I could tell it was a deer walking. He was the last deer that I expected to be back there, you guys. I mean, it's 4 o'clock, it's 75 degrees. After he got a little bit past his fence and there was plenty of timber in my way, I elected to snort wheeze, thinking that that might bring him back. But he didn't even face him. He didn't even skip a beat. He kept walking. So that being said, I'm gonna be really aggressive on this deer. There's a lot of other hunters in this area. I'm sure someone else knows about this deer, but he's a good buck, you guys. I mean, I would love to wrap my tag around that deer all day. So the story continues. November 8th is starting on a positive note. I was watching to the north. We have big ag, about a couple hundred yards right in front of us. And these deer should be walking from the north to the south, coming back in here to bed. Bucks coming back in here checking for does. And who do you think was at 80 yards? That's why we call him Hog Jr. He's an absolute hog. I'm pumped, you guys. We got a southeast wind. We came in here, did this hanging on. This is exactly where this deer was daylight the other day. A lot of these deer cruise this bedding area to our east, and they end up coming out here normally and going off to the south part of the farm. So I didn't want to push him too hard. I'm not rattling right now, just because I'm hoping that he's going to come by and check the south farm if he doesn't find any does in here. But I'm just pumped, you guys. I think Jacob is too, but hopefully he comes back out here. He should only be a couple hundred yards away right now in this timber. He's walking away. He's walking back to the gap. All right, guys, that's probably gonna do it for tonight. Overall, beautiful sit. We encountered Hog Jr. once more. He was actually over in the rye plot where we saw him this morning. And looked like he was pushing some deer around. Not really sure if he had a doe with him or not, but nonetheless, he was on the south part of the farm pretty much all day today. You know, one of my biggest tips I could probably give you guys is never call at a deer when he is in the open looking at you. The reason being is they can pinpoint that sound so easily. And if you guys noticed today when Hog Jr. he went in the woods, I didn't start calling at him until he got in the woods a good bit. I could have rattled, but I chose not to. And when he was over on that south plot, I chose not to rattle because my wind was blowing right at him. I can't tell you guys how many mistakes I've made in the past calling at deer when they're downwind. Jacob and I are gonna probably climb down, go try and run a buffet out of business. Him and I are hungry as all get out. So another day, another encounter. We're just gonna stick at it. Well, guys, that's probably going to wrap it up for today. Overall, really good sit. Good conditions, just a beautiful day overall. I feel like we're in the game for him. You know, we keep encountering this deer. It seems like almost every time we're on the farm and every time that we're not on the farm, where I want to sit that night, he is there. So we're getting close. We've got a few more days to get after it, and then I'm going to head down over to Lee's, and I'm going to film Lee over the weekend, get after Big O. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you back in the morning. guys, that one's gonna hurt for a little bit. You know, Jacob and I have been hunting so hard, putting in all day sits, and just countless days of like an hour, 2 hours of sleep, or just all-nighters. And right away this morning, we got set up. Jacob was doing a pan, and I was just glassing over here to the left, seeing if any deer are coming back from the sag, and I heard crunching in front of us. And of course, it's Hog Jr. And I mean, he used the trail that barely any deer used yesterday. I don't know, I mean, there's still a slight chance that he'd come in, but I don't know, he seemed pretty spooked just from our scent. But he didn't pick us out in the tree, didn't know what it was, so who knows, maybe he comes back in. I mean, it's just kind of comical at this point, so stay at it and hopefully get another opportunity today.
So what happened here?
Oh man, yesterday we were looking for this deer. We found him. He's a mile to the north, right where we thought he was this whole time. So we took the morning off to get permission, which I got permission this morning from that landowner where he was feeding. But he walked past our stand at 20 yards today, daylight, 7:45. So now we're trying to rush down there to get back in the stand because surely he's going to come back by the pinch. And we've got a flat tire and we can't even put air in it to get it to where we need to get it fixed. So they're coming out here, help limp us along. It's always something with this deer, I tell you what.
Well, it's about 5 o'clock, and pretty much as expected, this deer slept by us again today. God, I think he's still to the south. You know, there's some standing corn on the farm, but it's on the south part of the farm. But there are just deer out in this bean field like crazy. I mean, there's probably 30 head out here. I think tomorrow's a northwest wind, and we're gonna have to get after it. Back here at the pinch, it's the only spot really that makes sense with the northwest, so be back here in the morning.
He's not even looking our way.
No, he's looking away. He's looking towards it. He's got his ears pinned back. He's all puffed up.
I don't even know what he's... See him like on the edge. See that thicker tree? Is that him right there? Behind that tree? Oh, it's guards. It's guards. Is it? On the right. On the right. Look. Did you see him?
In the same spot?
No, right here in the thicker stuff. I'm gonna sit down. I don't have a shot there, dude. There's too much brush. I have no shot. So many deer to our right. So many. Oh, I hit a limb, dude. I hit those lungs though. He's right by the vine. Oh. He literally was acting like he was gonna go down. We were joking about it yesterday. We were like, how cool would it be if him and guards came in at the same time and they fought? Oh, dude!
Both at the same time.
Oh, that was so cool. That was so cool. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but dude, I didn't get great penetration, but I think I got a good chunk of that arrow in him.
That was like a 15, 20 minute.
Let's go, dude!
That was crazy! Oh my god.
Holy smokes, dude. I knew he was gonna be here. That's 2 days in a row he was here. Northwest wind, we finally got the right wind. We've been grinding for that deer so hard, man.
Oh my gosh.
All right, guys. It's probably 8 o'clock. And we just got an air window. I think I double lunged him. I have a small window where he was, but guards walked through it. I ranged it. And Hog Jr. was walking right behind him. I mean, that deer did the same thing he's been doing all season. Oh, I'm just so overwhelmed. We've been hunting this deer so hard. We got an arrow in him. We're gonna go back, look at the footage, I think, before we go track this deer, because it's 8 o'clock in the morning. We got all day. We've been working so hard. Everyone's been wanting to see this one come together.
And Jacob and I just could not be happier right now. All right, guys, it's about 2 hours after the impact. And we called the boys. We got the whole Midwest Whitetail crew out here, all the interns, Gavin and Rye. And we look back at the footage. It looks like after I hit that limb, that arrow almost shot up into him like a quartering away shot. And at least liver, and it looks like double lungs too. So we saw just blood pouring out of him. So we're gonna be real quiet, just ease up, follow the blood trail. I still think he went down close to that blind, but you never know for sure. So we're gonna get after it, track him, see what happens. Dump it, dump it. I feel good about the shot. Should be dead. Winged pretty far for how much he's bleeding. He's got to be so super close. Boys, there he is. He's right here. Oh, dude, look at that. Oh, Steve. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Oh, look at that penetration. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Oh, holy smokes. What a cool deer. It's awesome. Think about that, my boy. Here, put your hands on him, man. Look at those beams. Dude, give me some, man. All the grind paid off. Well, guys, it's the morning after. Super thankful that we caught up with this deer. I still can't believe it. But I just want to go over a little bit of history that I had with him. I picked up a shed off him in 2020. I thought he was a 2-year-old that year. I didn't have a lot of pictures of him, but a few. And going into the 2021 season, he wasn't really on my radar, but when I started getting pictures of him, I was confusing him with a deer that I called Hog at the time. And I had one really good encounter with him that year on the same ridge that pinch stand where we hunted yesterday was. But gosh, he was just such a beautiful deer, a strong 4-year-old. And nonetheless, I elected to pass him that year. And man, am I glad that I did, because just an awesome accumulation of events, a great story, great cat and mouse game with this deer this year. There were so many times that we would hunt this deer knowing that more than likely he was to the north with this 2-day cycle that he was on. And multiple times, Jacob and I on the way home, we'd get a mile from where we were hunting. And sure enough, he'd either cross the road right in front of us or he'd be 10, 15 yards off the road. After the 2021 season, I realized that where I was hunting now was the very southern part of his core area. So going into the 2022 season, I knew I had to be as cautious as possible, but at the same time be as aggressive as I can, because this deer did not spend very much time on this farm. And one key example of that was whenever I didn't have pictures of him, whenever I did not know that he was on the farm and to the north, I would not hunt that pinch stand on a south wind. There was one day that I wanted to get very aggressive on him, and we went in there on a southwest wind. I was only giving up one trail, and of course, the one trail that he took that day was what I was giving up. And after that encounter, I had to conclude that us educating him on that stand was probably pushing him back up to the north. And I knew from that point forward, there was no way that I could get back into the pinch until I got a northwest wind. You guys have seen me hunting that pinch stand a lot this year, and I've mentioned it multiple times that this was just the best funnel I've found in all my years of hunting. And I think the reason that it makes it so good is just because it's just that strip of timber that comes into a little draw, which connects it into the sanctuary timber that I was hunting. On the majority of these hunts, these deer would be filing back in the mornings from ag, coming into bed. And that midday action too was just phenomenal, just because there's so many deer that bed on that draw as well. And those bucks would just cruise back and forth all day, which made for a really fun hunt. But overall, I couldn't be happier with this deer and the story to come to an end. It's a little bittersweet, but really this deer got killed off of teamwork. I got a great group of guys that I get to work with, and you know, Jacob spent a lot of time with me in the tree and a lot of all-day sits, a lot of brutal weather as well. So hats off to him. Thank you again, man. And just along with it, everyone else on my team. I mean, I got Gavin, I got Ben, Nick, Rye in ownership. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better group of guys to do this with and to come along with the recovery and just help me throughout the story. Going forward, I'm really excited to get back at it with the bow. Late season's right around the corner and we've got a bunch of really good targets. You guys can keep following along on the daily blogs. But as always, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you back here next Monday.